Hey, hello, I'm Kråkan, also known as Corvus Cornix, and welcome to Closet Movie Rambles, where I talk about all movies that I found in my closet while cleaning. This week's episode is Akira Kurosawa's Rashomon, and it starts with two men taking cover from the rain. One is a priest and another one is a woodcutter. And eventually a third man joins them, and they start to tell him a story about what they saw. A very strange story. So the woodcutter was out in the forest gathering wood, where he discovers a dead body. And he goes to the police to tell about it, and the priest also tells the story that he also saw this man before he became a body, and this young woman dressed in white. And later there's also a bandit that's been captured, played by Toshiro Mifune, and he tells his version of the story where he basically kidnaps the man, binds him, and lets the man's wife to a clearing where it leads into a knife fight between the bandit and the woman. The whole encounter leads to the bandit taking advantage of the girl, the woman, while the husband watches, and it turns into a duel between the men and the bandit because the woman says that she can't serve two men at once. And it ends with the bandit killing the man. And then there's also the fact that the woman is taken into the police interrogation and she tells her version. So the whole point of this story is that you don't really know who's telling the truth and whatnot. So the woman has her version where she kills her own husband and then tries to end her own life. And then there's a ceremony with spirits and stuff, like a medium trying to convey the feelings of the dead man. And there's a funny thing where they say that dead men don't lie. But obviously the dead man is also lying somehow because he tells his version of the story and it's very convoluted. The dead man's version ends with the man killing himself, committing suicide, or I guess it's called seppuku because he's like a traditional samurai. And then the woodcutter adds some more to his story that he didn't tell at the interrogation. And meanwhile this is happening, they hear a baby crying in the background. It turns out there's this baby left at the shrine where they've been taking cover from the rain. And the last man to arrive, he actually steals some of the bedding, like a kimono, from the baby, and argues that he has the right to take it because the baby was left there anyway. It ends with the woodcutter and the last man arriving arguing, and the man leaves. And the woodcutter takes responsible for the kid because he somehow feels like he has to. And that's pretty much the end of Rashomon. So what did I think of Rashomon? I always talk about how I love Akira Kurosawa movies on this channel, and this is no exception. It's a nice black and white movie telling a nice story, or a very intriguing and interesting story, I should say. You don't really know who is telling the truth. In the end, it doesn't really matter because this movie is about how people behave and interact and lie to save their own skins, and it's like a commentary on, humanity in itself. Can I recommend it? Probably if you like deeper movies that leaves you kind of thinking afterwards, because I had a lot of thoughts after this movie. Who is telling the truth? Who is lying? It doesn't really matter. No, it doesn't. But it's a really good movie in my opinion. And if you like similar kind of movies, I guess I recommend it. So anyway, thank you for listening and for watching, and take care.